Which jelly bean are you the most jelly for? Let's find out. Hello everybody and welcome to a BigCTV Taste Test Challenge. My name is Chris and today we're going to be doing a pretty epic challenge. We're going to be comparing different flavors of jelly beans and picking a definitive best and worst. So we've kind of been on a Easter candy kick over the last week. We've tried a number of different brand new spring and Easter flavored candy. So I figured what better way to wrap that up than go to the classic, iconic Easter candy that is jelly beans. I've got 5 different varieties of jelly beans that I have acquired from Walmart. And we're going to try all of them and pick which one is the best. So, let's start off with a classic. Now, I wanted to get Brock's jelly beans, but for some reason I couldn't find them at my local Walmart, either of them actually. So I went with the next best thing, which is Great Value jelly beans. These are actually available year-round. You can get them all the time. You don't have to wait for Easter. But they're iconic. So these are our example of classic jelly beans in classic flavors. Try them out. Bottoms up. They're classic for a reason. Jelly beans are one of those candies that they're nice and chewy. They got that nice, kind of harder outer shell. And then they come in some typically kind of mild flavors that you can just pop a bunch in your mouth and you'll be good to go for a while. So, they're classic, they're iconic. And contrary to a lot of people's beliefs, I actually enjoy the black licorice ones. I know a lot of people don't, but I enjoy black licorice jelly beans. I think they're pretty tasty. So, these are going on the #1 spot by default currently, but we'll see where they end up. Now we're going to get into the more interesting ones. So the remaining 4 kinds of jelly beans that I have are all based on established candy brands that have gone into jelly bean form. So we're going to start off with Starburst jelly beans. So the Starburst jelly beans are cherry, orange, strawberry, lemon, green apple, and grape. So basically the classic Starburst flavors. Here's a nice little handful of Starburst jelly beans in different flavors. Try them out. Bottoms up. So Starburst is definitely going for bright, bold flavors, and you definitely get that from these. I had just a nice handful of different flavors in my mouth, and you tasted them all pretty vibrantly. There wasn't one that kind of sat in the background. All the flavors are very assertive. These are good. And they do very much remind you of Starburst candy. So if you are a fan of Starburst, you'll definitely enjoy these, especially if you also like jelly beans. So I'm going to put the Starburst above original classic jelly beans for now, but we'll see if they remain there. We're going to continue on bold flavor avenue with Jolly Rancher jelly beans. So Jolly Rancher jelly beans come in strawberry, orange, watermelon, grape, blue raspberry, and green apple. So some of the same flavors that were with the Starburst, but not all the same flavors. So just like the Starburst one, I'm going to grab like a small handful of different flavors. All right, so here's a handful of the Jolly Ranchers. Now these are a little bit more bold in their color scheme. So let's see if the flavor is bolder than Starburst. Bottoms up. So it's interesting how when you think of Jolly Ranchers, you typically think of a hard candy that you can literally enjoy forever because they take forever to dissolve in your mouth. But also there's big, bold flavors. Honestly, I think these are a little more mild than the Starburst. But to do a proper taste test, I'm going to try 2 of the same flavor, but 1 of Starburst, 1 of Jolly Rancher. So this is the Jolly Rancher Green Apple, and this is the Starburst Green Apple. Notice the Starburst is more of a darker green. It'll be interesting to see how the same flavor plays out in these. This could help determine which of them is better. So let me try the Jolly Rancher first. So it tastes just like a green Jolly Rancher. The difference is they basically added more sugar and it's not tart. Typically Jolly Ranchers are kind of on the tart side, which is part of what makes them addictive. Let me try the Starburst one, see if it's better. So I will say the Starburst one's a little less sugary, but I do still like the Jolly Rancher better. So I'm actually going to give the Jolly Rancher jelly beans the top spot over Starburst. At least for now, that might change. Now we're getting to the weird stuff. I've got 2 sour candies that have been turned into jelly beans. So these should be an interesting experiment, see how these sour candies have been converted into jelly bean form. We're gonna start off with Trolley. Of course, you know Trolley for bright crawlers. Now we have Trolley Sour Bright Jelly Beans. Now I don't remember seeing these. I do remember the bites, as well as the ones that were basically jelly beans, but they had bright crawlers inside them. I don't remember them doing straight up jelly beans, so this is gonna be interesting to see how these taste. Sour Bright beans, they're awesome. Screwy outside, jelly surprise inside. They come in a bunch of different flavors. We got cherry, lemon, strawberry grape, mango, orange, raspberry, strawberry, grape, apple, and lemon raspberry. So there's a lot of flavors here. And I definitely like the playful outside of these. They're a lot more colorful. So this should be a very interesting mix of flavors when I try a handful of them. So let's see how they are. Bottoms up. Okay, so these are interesting. They do taste very similar to Sour Bright Crawlers. The main difference is they're not sour. I don't get any hint of sour from these at all. It's also interesting because most of the jelly beans, the shell kind of sticks to the jelly inside. These, the shells are very crumbly. So like you take a handful and put them in your mouth, you're just gonna get a bunch of crumbs of your shell in there. So it's kind of a weird texture, but there's a lot of flavor going on, that is for sure. I like these a lot. I think they're good. I don't think they're better than the Jolly Rancher. For now, and I might do a retry in a second, I'm gonna put these below the Jolly Rancher, but above the Starburst. I might change my mind, but that's where I put these for now. Last but certainly not least, I wish these were out when I did my little mini-series about this brand of candy. We have Sour Patch Jelly Beans. Now these genuinely look like they're sour. We have orange, red berry, blue raspberry, lime, and lemon. All the classic Sour Patch Kids flavors. So let's see how these are. These are not actually made by the company who owns Sour Patch. They're licensed, which is kind of interesting. So I guess this company makes jelly beans. It smells very sour. So the complaint I had about the Trolley might not be on these. I think I got every color right there. There's a nice handful. There's definitely a dust on these, so I have a feeling these are going to be genuinely sour. So let's try them out. Bottoms up. There is some tartness in there. Again, I wouldn't call it sour, but at least there is a bit of tartness. One thing that's very interesting, and I'm gonna try some of them by themselves just to experiment. These don't taste like Sour Patch Kids. With the other ones based on existing brands of candy like the Jolly Rancher, the Starburst, and the Trolley, they taste exactly like the candies they're based on. These don't really taste like Sour Patch Kids. So I want to try a couple of the red berry ones by themselves, just to see if maybe eating a bunch of flavors together was what messed that up, but I want to try these. These do not taste like red berry at all. And I tasted a lot of red berry a few weeks ago when I tried all those Sour Patch Kids items. So these are basically imposters. They don't taste like Sour Patch. They really don't. It's just some bright jelly beans with a sour outside. And of course they licensed the Sour Patch Kids name. These honestly do not resemble Sour Patch Kids. That being said, they're not bad. I don't dislike them. But I don't think these are my favorite. I actually fully expected these to be the top dog when it comes to jelly beans because I love Sour Patch Kids. I'm disappointed in these though. So I'm gonna put them fourth, honestly, behind the Starburst. I thought about putting them dead last. I still think they're better than like basic jelly beans, but they're imposters. When you're buying Sour Patch Kids jelly beans, you expect them to taste like Sour Patch Kids. These do not taste like Sour Patch Kids at all. Very different. So, kind of disappointed. I do have a little playoff though that I gotta do between Trolley and Starburst, because I'm flip-flopping back and forth between which one of these two I like more. So I'm going to try these out, and I will let you know the final ranking in just a moment. Okay, so I have my final ranking, and I have to say it was actually a pretty close finish. It's a tough call between several of them, but I think I have a pretty solid grasp on which ones are the best, and I will share that final ranking right now. Okay, so in 5th place, we have the classic Great Value jelly beans. They're classic, they're iconic, but honestly, the flavors just aren't as bold as the other options here. And again, they're very basic. I mean, some people really like classic jelly beans, but I think these other flavors are better. 4th place, Sour Patch. Imposter Sour Patch. They're not really Sour Patch. Even though I'm disappointed that they don't taste like Sour Patch Kids, the flavor's still pretty good. So, I'll still rank them 4th, but they're not the best of these bunch. 3rd place is going to Starburst. Starburst jelly beans are really good. They have a nice bold flavor. Not quite as bold as the top 2, but these are very well-rounded and sound jelly beans. So if you enjoy yourself a Starburst, enjoy yourself some jelly beans, this is a good mix. Number 2 is Trolley. I went back and forth with this one. I thought Starburst might be better, but even though the texture is kind of weird on the Trolley, I think they have bolder flavors, and I think it's a better flavor overall than the Starburst. And the top jelly bean of these 5 is Jolly Rancher. They're bold, they're tasty, they're delicious. What else could you ask for in a jelly bean? Jolly Rancher jelly beans, the best of the bunch for this taste test challenge. Anyway, that is going to do it for this BigCTV taste test challenge. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button so you can check out all of our videos as soon as they drop. New videos released every day at noon Eastern Time. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at BigCTV Show so that you can get sneak peeks at upcoming episodes. Twitter, I usually release like a little hint or clue as to what the next video will be. And on Instagram, I release little video clippets of videos that are going to be releasing later on in the week. So be sure to check out both of those to see previews of upcoming videos. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you next time on Taste Test Challenge. Bye.